Good day, students. Today we are going to learn about a very important topic in science, the life cycle. Every living thing, whether it is a plant, an animal, or even we humans, passes through a series of stages during its lifetime. These stages together are called the life cycle. Understanding life cycles helps us to see how living things grow, change, and
There is
continue
a
their
simple
kind.
activity,
So, let's explore this
and there
step
are
by
some
step.
stages of life cycles of different living organisms. And you can see this is the life cycle of frog and rat, cockroach, mosquito. In the lesson, we are going to learn further about this life cycle. So, that's it. So this is the life cycle of paddy plant, jack plant. In the lesson, we are going to learn about these life cycles furthermore. So just look at these pictures, and after the lesson you can understand this. Okay, now we are going to study about the life cycle of animals. So we are now going to learn. So this is a table, and consider the following animal: butterfly, rat, mosquito, human, cockroach, depending on the differences of shapes, patterns. So the first column is with different morphological forms of stages. And the second column is without different morphological forms of stages. In the previous part, we observed the life cycles, so this is a easy one. So with different morphological forms of stages, there are different life stages. So butterfly, mosquito, cockroach are the answers for the first column. For the second column, animals not have without different morphological forms of stages. Rat and human are the answers. They did not have different in the life stages. So let's go to the next part. So you would have noticed that there are no different morphological forms in different life stages of rat and human, while there are morphological changes in different life stages of cockroach, butterfly, mosquito, and frog. So the important point is the rat, born morphologically similar to their parents but smaller in size. Some species, example human are the same for rat, so they have slightly complicated life cycles. So they go through different morphological forms before they become an adult. Okay. Students, listen carefully. Some animals such as butterfly, mosquito, cockroach, frog are hatched from an egg. As the nutrients in the eggs are not sufficient for them, they go through different stages of life cycles. So, during these stages, most of the feeding is done for them to become an adult. Going through different stages in the life cycles ensures their survival. So, there are some adaptations of these stages for different environments to secure their survival. So there are different stages in human life cycle. Also the infant is differ in body size. He has similar appearance of the adult. The infant goes through the life stages childhood, adolescence, and becomes an adult. What is the life cycle of a human? What is the life cycle of infant, childhood, adolescence, and then the infant becomes an adult? So, infant life cycle stages are childhood, adolescence, and adult. So, I think you are the adolescence, I think, yeah. Stages of human life cycle have approximately the similar morphological features that they will have as human adults. So you have noticed some organisms undergo changes with different morphological features, but some have similar morphological features in their stages of life cycle. The egg of the butterfly hatched and the larva is born. After some days, the larva becomes a pupa and later becomes a beautiful butterfly. So, the butterfly life cycle have different morphological features. So, the definition of for metamorphosis is some living organisms go through comparatively different morphological changes in different stages of their life cycle to become adults. This is metamorphosis. I think the textbook's definition is some kind of long, so I will give a short definition on metamorphosis. The definition of metamorphosis is having different morphological change in different stages of life cycle is called metamorphosis. Read again it. Having different morphological change in different stages of life cycle is called metamorphosis. Animals like rat and man, they did not show morphological differences in their life cycles. Extra point that will ask in questions in exams: what is non-metamorphosis? Non-metamorphosis is animals born morphologically similar to parents. Students, remember this. Metamorphosis is mostly exhibited by insects and amphibians. Activity 12.3. So you will need some pictures that show life cycle of frog, cockroach, butterfly, mosquito, grasshopper, and termite. So the first column, the creatures that have significant differences in stages of their life cycle. The second column, the creatures that do not have significant differences in stages of life cycle. So, what are the answers? The first column answers are butterfly, mosquito, frog. The second column answers are cockroach, grasshopper, termite. The organisms hatched from the eggs of cockroach, grasshopper, and termites are small in size but resemble their adult in appearance. But the creatures hatched from the eggs of butterfly, mosquito, and frog are completely different from their adults. Metamorphosis is mostly exhibited by insects and amphibians. Metamorphosis can be considered as one reason for the successful existence of insects. So, students, what are the two common forms of metamorphosis? complete metamorphosis and incomplete metamorphosis. Okay, the definition for the complete metamorphosis in the textbook is if an animal exhibits significant morphological differences in its different stages of life, such as egg, larva, pupa, and adult, it is known as complete metamorphosis. Okay, so I think this definition is okay. So I'll give you a short definition. What is the definition of complete metamorphosis? Metamorphosis with significant morphological differences in different stages of life cycle. Students, what are the characteristics of complete metamorphosis? Different feeding mechanisms and locomotions in each stage. So there are different feeding mechanisms and different locomotion in stages, and so students, what is incomplete metamorphosis? Some animals do not show significant morphological changes in the stages of their life cycles. It is known as incomplete metamorphosis. Okay, I think you all understood it. That is the text. Young nymph is morphologically similar to adult. Second characteristic, but nymphs lack wings but similar not sexually mature, and examples cockroach, white ant, termite. So what are the stages of incomplete metamorphosis? Egg, nymph, adult. Life cycle of a cockroach is egg, nymph, adult. So let's learn further about animals' life cycle. So in the next video we are talking about life cycle of frog and other animals. So stay tuned with Edulanka YouTube channel. Subscribe the YouTube channel and stay tuned for part 2.